Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Well, I'll tell you what. Yesterday, I had a busy morning there with taking Judy to medical appointments and whatever. And, I come out here in the morning and I get this, a few moments to just kind of sit and contemplate and listen to the birds singing along and, getting a nice breeze, the smell of the air and all that. And I realized just how precious it is to be able to take that time out and to absolutely just clear your mind and have a moment of that solitude and peace and what it does, to kind of like just really bring a lot of calmness and a great positive outlook for the future. Because guys, I'll tell you what, most of the articles that I review for these coffee chats are absolutely chock full of such negativity and such dismal stuff. And in a way, it almost pains you to come out and report some of this stuff, but some of it is so unfathomable that you think to yourself, how can you not share it with other people and just bring, an awareness to other people in there? But I'll tell you, it is so vitally important to also make sure you have time to get refreshed in your mind and in your spirit. Because, hey, the world right now, the way that it is, I'm telling you, it is something else. I was reading the article that I was reading this morning. Listen to this. Apparently, 3 people in France are being prosecuted for flipping the bird to the president while he was giving a speech. Now, I'm not one out there to say, oh yeah, let's go around, flipping the bird and all that to all kinds of people and being rude and nasty and this and that. But the reality is this. The attack on free speech is absolutely mesmerizing. There were literally people right from here in the United States, and one of them is an extremely popular ex-first lady. Anyway, went out there and has literally encouraged governments in Europe to, censor people for what they say negatively about, stuff going on and censoring them in that capacity. And I'm thinking, you literally had a husband who was the president of the United States, apparently the bastion, the home of the brave, the land of the free, and you're out there encouraging people, other governments to censor people on social media. And then on top of that, these 3 folks who are flipping the bird to the president, I mean, they don't have to like what he has to say, and they're just expressing their frustration. But no, they're going to now be prosecuted, face fines of up to 15,000 euros and potentially 1 year in jail. And that's apparently from a free country. It is absolutely obscene. And the laws are now that you really can't say anything that might, hurt someone else's feelings and all this and that. Well, guys, expressing an opinion can hurt somebody's feelings, right? I mean, you don't even have to be rude about it. You could say it in a calm and pleasant tone. You can, this or that or whatever, but just having a viewpoint, an opinion. And remember, this is the same person that came out there and said, hey, all of these people that support the right in this way, they're all deplorables. You got to be absolutely kidding me. This is coming from our governments. And right now, guys, it is so disturbing. Especially as you and I know, we're entering into this new era of digital currency where monetary policy can be literally programmed right into the central bank digital currencies themselves. And with that, you have governments that are so tempted to throw in there all this, social control as a 4th element to the monetary, instruments. It is really wild. And I hope people in France, if anybody's in France and you're listening to this, I'm telling you, you need to get behind these people, whether you agree with what they did or not. The issue here is how precious and so vital it is to have the ability to have the freedom of expression and thought, and to be able to go out there and have good, healthy, positive debate. And look, sometimes we're emotional creatures. That's how we were made. Look, can you imagine going through life not feeling one way or another about anything? It was just all bland and all gray. There'd be no pleasure in that. Life was meant to be lived. And, the very fact of being able to have emotions and passions and get out there and express them. And we're not talking about hate speech, are we? We're not talking about denigrating an entire group of people and all that. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about, hey, people being able, look, if you can cheer and say, yay, I agree, or, yeah, I can't stand that. Look, you have to have the ability to be expressive and to share your thoughts and feelings, but you kind of do it in a way that is genuine to what the sentiment is, and not, in a hateful, I want to destroy you kind of way, but just, hey, feel free, go and express. Look at the comments in these videos. Not everyone's going to agree, and I accept that, and not only that, I encourage it. Because I'll tell you what, guys, the moment that we give up on people's ability to be out there and genuinely express their views like that, and people could face prosecution for expressing, a frustrated view at their government, you've really lost a lot right there. Yeah, you can silence all kinds of people. Been done before. You can definitely do that. But I'll tell you what, you can't break the spirit. It's kind of like the kid, where he was told to go sit in the corner. He snaps back at the teacher, says, well, I'm standing up on the inside. And it's kind of like that. You're not going to achieve the goal that you think you're going to achieve. Oh, you can keep the message down a little bit, but it always finds a way. It's like water. It always finds a way through. There's undercurrents, guaranteed. And then, now, what happens, guys, when the undercurrents, when they do this, well, they get harsher, and they get harsher, and they get harsher, don't they? Until what? Until literally the whole system breaks, and you end up with massive, public, I don't know how to even put it, like riots and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, free speech is one of those things, and especially in this space, that we have really, really got to get out there and protect. And even if it's an opinion that doesn't agree with ours, that is not the point. The point is the ability to express it, how vitally important, how precious it is, how many, and look, a lot of us have really even forgotten how many of our fathers and grandfathers, brothers, sisters, and the like, literally laid down their lives, not only to protect it on our shores, but to go fight for it and protect it on other people's shores. The price that has been paid, the price that has been paid for the expression of our liberty, the freedom to be able to do that, has been way, way too high to go back and forfeit that now. No way. None of us should be down there and wanting to do that, because I'll tell you guys, you want the ability to express your thoughts and opinions, don't you? How would you feel if, somebody that you went out there and you disagreed with a particular agenda that was coming out or whatever, but because of that, you got silenced, you got deplatformed, off of social media, you got penalized, in your bank accounts. Look what happened to the truckers there in Canada, expressing a view like that. Now the Prime Minister's up there trying to deny that he even was imposing any kind of mandates on people. What a load of poppycock. And in fact, what they did to those people is unbelievable, when you think about it. But needless to say, where would that sit with you? I'm telling you, it would probably cause you to be quite disturbed, wouldn't it? Well, that's what it's like, guys. And that's why we need to get out there and really advocate for the ability to have free and open discourse, where we're not all censored and this and this and that. And like I said, we're not talking about hate speech. We're talking about opinions and viewpoints on various narratives that are going out there. I mean, most of us by now realize that the mainstream media is literally just spoon feeding us what they want us to hear, and we're not getting the full goods on all these stories. That's absolutely for sure. Sometimes when you even go to investigate them, it's almost impossible to actually narrow down what the real truth about it is, because there's so many different, narratives that are thrown out there by the Fifth Estate that it's almost impossible to get through the weeds. That's why, I'll tell you what, in this channel, I love soliciting guys to go out there and give their own comments on circumstances, because I'll tell you, boots on the ground, people that are actually out there, usually I find that is the most reliable source of information, not the major news media. You can't depend on those guys. And these journalists, I don't depend on those anymore. Guys, who I depend on and what I look to is a lot of people that are literally living it, and they come out and they tell you, and that's practically, you get a lot more reliable evidence out of that. And in fact, having said that, look, if you're over there in France, Look, and you've been aware of this. So you know somebody that's been affected by this policy. Hey, drop that in the comments there. Let us know. And is there any pushback at all? Or are people just kind of like acquiescing to this whole thing? Let us know what it's like out there. Because I would really love to hear that. Totally, I would. Tell you. Well, I'll tell you, for me, it's a big issue. Look, and it's not about being agreed with, like I said, but it's a big, big issue. Well, guys, I'll tell you what. I sure hope that the rest of your day is absolutely fantastic and that you get out there and you have some time where you can have some time to yourself and just kind of clear the mind. And on top of that, just enjoy what's around you, what life is. Look, we live life one moment at a time, no matter where we are or who we're around or what we have or don't have. Don't live too far into the future. Like, yeah, make plans, definitely, of course. And don't live way, way too far in the past. I've done that in my own life, and I found out what a pitfall that really is. We only have right now, and it's a gift, and I guess that's why they call it the present, right? So anyway, I'll tell you what, I sure hope you're having a great day, and until later on when we have another excellent video to bring out to you, have a fantastic one. Say hi to your neighbor and just show a smile. You wouldn't believe the dividends that kindness can actually pay. It's amazing. So until then, guys, have a great one and take care.